What do we got in the shop tonight? Well, it's just a utility trailer, but it has the super common gate failure. So this one's bad enough if you put your foot through it, it would catch you on the way out and it wouldn't hurt. It would hurt. This one, the customer does not want the whole thing replaced. It looks like they've tried to repair it a couple of times. I'm gonna try to add a couple good welds in the middle, but we're just gonna cut out these two edge sections that were broken all the way through, this side and the other side, and then I've got some leftover pieces over here that we're gonna put in there. But I wanted to show you a tricky thing that these trailer manufacturers do. This expanded steel is much thinner than the stuff that I buy for my stock. I don't know if you can see that up in there, but like the stuff that the trailer manufacturers are putting on this trailer is much lighter duty than the stuff you normally buy at the steel house. So interesting. Anyways, I'll be replacing the two end pieces with some heavier duty expanded steel, and it's one of those jobs. It's not going to be fast, it's not going to be fun, might not be pretty. We'll make it as pretty as we can, but yeah, check it out. All right, so a couple of things. If you're ever working underneath the rear of a trailer, really any trailer, especially these light trailers, put a jack under it and chalk the tires. I didn't chalk the tires yet, that's a good idea. But I put a jack under here and put some pressure on it, because if you don't, and it's not hooked to a truck, and then you go walking on this, it's gonna Humpty Dumpty on you. So safety tip there. And then what I'm about to do, I like to have two different grinders set up at any given time. So one usually has a cutoff wheel and one has a flap wheel. And I do that because if you just have one grinder, you have to switch the blades back and forth. So now you need a cutoff wheel, now you need a grinding wheel, now you need a flap wheel. If you just have two grinders set up, one with each wheel, you don't have to change wheels. So this one is my trusty old Black & Decker. This is the second one. I used the first one for like 10 years. And this is the second one, it's a couple years old. But I've got the, it's a 4.5 inch Lennox Metal Max diamond blade. And I love these blades because they never get smaller. So your abrasive blades get smaller as you use them, and you have to like really get the grinder down in there. And the other reason I like them is it says it's supposed to last 1,000 cuts. You can tell the sticker is almost completely missing on this one. I've used it for a long time now. I lost track, I don't know, I use it all the time. So anyways, these metal blades are really good. I'll put a link down below. And then notice this is my corded one. So I usually put the wheel that I'm gonna be doing more work, like heavy duty work, on a corded, because it's got a little bit more oomph and it lasts forever. And then I've got my just cheapo Ryobi angle grinder with a 4 amp hour. I also have some off-brand 5 amp hour batteries and a flap wheel. And this is just so once I slice along the expanded steel, I'll clean it up with this flap wheel and have it ready to weld. So let's get to work. Shoo! I actually broke a sweat during that. Got her all cut out and down to some kind of booger welds here. I got some of them cut off Usually I don't actually need to use a grinder. So there's the thin wheels, the cutoff wheels that I was talking about. Those are for cutting. There's the thick abrasive wheels that are for grinding, and then the flap wheels. Usually I can go straight from cutting wheels to flap wheels, but in this case there's too many thick boogers. I think I'm actually gonna have to get out another grinder that has a grinding wheel on it so I can get these cleaned up faster without wasting all my flap discs. So anyways, we'll keep working. I realize I just got a new welding jacket. I really like it. It's got pin pockets and all this stuff, but it looks like I just got released from prison, so sorry for that, but whatever. All right, the time lapse probably made that look fast, but that was not fun. So anyways, we got the booger welds ground down. It's still a little bit rough. I'm gonna hit it with a flap wheel real quick, and then we should be ready to start cutting the new expanded steel. All right, so we got it all cleaned up with the flap wheel. I got my piece of expanded steel over here. It just so happens to be exactly 18 inches wide, and I need 9 inches per side. So we're gonna mark the middle here and cut it. And I don't have a fancy shear or anything, so I have to do this the manual way with my fancy dancy ink saw, and just take it. And since it's expanded steel, you can see, well, I mean, you just follow the line because it's the same all the way down. You mark it down, and then I will cut it with the angle grinder because I don't have any other options right now. So let's get to it. All right, so after getting it cut, I got one side fully mocked up. I had to do a little finagling at the top and the bottom, a little hammering to get the old pieces out of the way, but I got her in. I got her pretty well lined up. I'll have to, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna weld the back side. I'm gonna weld these 3 sides, and then I'll put the gate down and probably put my foot on here to hold these down and then tack them. That's the plan. Just do one side at a time. Go from there. Okay, both sides, the back side is welded. Front side's matched up as good as it can be. Welded every other one all the way down to the bottom. And here's what they did from the factory. We've got a goober here, a goober here, a goober here, a really bad goober here, halfway decent goober here, and then here's the stuff that I just put down. So I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, but I don't know what company built this trailer, but it's built cost effectively, cheaply, whatever you want to call it. So now I got to put the gate down, and we're gonna weld the other side. And this stuff's gonna be a pain in the butt because it's all gonna melt because it's not as thick as the new stuff that I just put down. But we'll get through it. All right, there she is, done, welded, hit it with a wire brush, painted, Henry Ford style. You can have any color you want as long as it's black. Definitely not perfect. Actually, it's pretty solid. What the parts that I did turned out pretty good. I added some welds in the middle. I don't claim any of that stuff that was already done. But nobody's foot can go through there anymore. Stronger, more solid, should last a long time. You can do a lot with a couple grinders and a welder. I mean, this isn't nothing but a 220 volt Hobart handler. This one's a 180. They don't even make the 180s anymore, it's old. But a couple grinders and a welder and some materials, and you can do a lot of stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because these videos make everything take a lot longer to do. So if you guys are enjoying them, if you are enjoying them, let me know by subscribing. So you go out the shop and work on stuff. Have a good one.